Hello. I don't have a lot of time right now, but I did want to update the blog quickly. So I decided to do a video update rather than taking the time to compose some writing. Um, yes, so this I'm just sitting here in my dorm room in Coach University, and I'm still in the middle of this orientation week thing that they do for all the exchange students, but I am finally starting to see sort of parts of the real Istanbul, if you will. Last night we went into Taksim. There are pictures of that. That's sort of the very popular shopping district here. There's a very famous street in Taksim called Istiklal Caddesi. It's sort of like the Champs-Élysées of Istanbul, or the Fifth Avenue, or something, but just a very fascinating place. And then I also wanted to just talk a little bit about sort of initial reactions to being in the culture, because it is the first time that I've been in submersed in a culture which doesn't speak English as a dominant language. Of course, everyone here speaks Turkish, and so it's a very interesting experience, and I actually kind of like it. It's a little displacing to be surrounded by words you don't know, but there's also something really fascinating about it, because you suddenly realize in an instant how reliant we are on language for not only practical communications, but also um, a feeling of group identity or solidarity. Um, and so it can be very sort of unsettling, because I've already had several experiences where I will be, walking around the halls of my dorm, and a university worker will come up to me and ask me a question in Turkish, and of course I don't know any answer. I don't know what to say. So I just and a lot of the sort of university workers don't know English very well, so I can't say anything to them, and then it's just sort of awkward, and they walk away. All the professors know English, and all of the people that we're interacting with at the university know English at this point, but a lot of the people removed from my program, or that don't work in an academic sense at the university, do not know English. So it's very interesting. It doesn't bother me too much. Like I said, I'm fascinated by it. And the other good thing is that it's amazing how quickly you begin to sort of pick up the the tools, the little tools of the language, so that you can begin to sort of assimilate yourself. Because it's very rewarding to have a positive exchange with someone in Turkish, even if it's very minor. So, like when I first got here, the only Turkish word I really knew was merhaba, which is hello. So, the first day I would just say that to anyone, any friendly person that I would pass, and so it was. I thought, oh, that's kind of cool, because I say merhaba, they reply. But then I had to learn the word for thank you, because I realized how often I was compelled to say thank you. We say thank you all the time throughout the day, and it was weird to not be able to say it. So the second day I learned thank you, which is teşekkürler, and so now I've been saying that to people, and it's amazing uh, how sort of uh, how good it makes one feel when you can have even minor exchanges. So getting off the bus yesterday, we took the bus into Beyoğlu, which is where Taksim is, and getting off the bus, I said teşekkürler, and the bus driver responded, and it's very interesting. But yeah, like I said, right now we're mainly just doing a lot of practical things. I'm working on registering for classes, opening a bank account here. We just got phones the other night. I'm applying for a residence permit, and luckily to do that, we have been sort of split into groups and paired with a Turkish mentor who is a student at the university, and they're all very friendly and helpful. My mentor is named Ishil, um, and they all know English very well. So it's been fun to talk about cultural differences, cultural similarities. Interestingly, most of them have studied in the United States for at least a semester, or in Europe. So there is a lot of cultural overlap, but also obviously a lot of difference. But they've been very helpful in sort of learning a little bit of Turkish, And then tonight, I think I'm going to get dinner in Seriye, which is the it's like the district of Istanbul uh, where my university is located. And then I think the Turkish mentors are taking us out again to İstiklal Caddesi in Taksim to I'm not really sure. Probably just tour around. There was mention of a pub crawl, but I'm not sure about that. Uh, One does have to watch the money because I haven't been spending too much at all actually, but I could see how it could go very quickly. But last night I tried Araka for the first time, which is a national drink of Turkey. It's an anisette liqueur. It's very delicious. It tastes like anise, so almost like a it's like a misty liqueur that tastes like licorice in a way, but it's very strong, and but definitely sort of a big national tradition. So I had to do that um, right off the bat, and then tomorrow I think we're doing more practical stuff, and then Saturday I think I mentioned in a previous post we're touring the very historic heart of Istanbul, which is Sultanahmet. It's the place that many people think of when if you say Istanbul, all of the really popular mainstream well-known sites are there. So the Hagia Sophia, the Blue Mosque, Topkapi Palace, the Basilica, underground Basilica cistern. So that I'm really looking forward to because the Hagia Sophia was the architectural landmark that first got me interested in Turkey and in Istanbul, and which sort of compelled me to learn more about the city and ultimately decide to study here. So that will be perhaps almost a cathartic moment when I see the Hagia Sophia. So yes, I just wanted to update on what's going on, and there may be even more pictures later on the day. In the day, of course, it's 4:15 here right now, which means that in the United States, it's probably around 10:15, I think, if I'm doing, or 9:15. Yeah, 9:15. Uh, so there may be pictures from my night later, but I'm also realizing that I don't need to take a million pictures every time I go out because one, it makes me look like an American tourist, which is something I don't want. And secondly, I'm going to be here for 4 months, so I don't need to document every little thing. But I guess the level of difference that you see, cultural difference, um, linguistic difference, is so overwhelming that I feel like I just have to remember everything because it's all so fascinating and also amazing. But I'm going to calm down a little bit on that because I think it's important to live the experience and not just document the experience. But anyway, that's the update for now, and there will be more shortly. I have to go now and get ready for dinner, but as they say here, gule gule, which is goodbye, and I'll talk to you soon.